Trust is the guest of honor, rebuilding what matters. This Easter, let's talk trust. This is not the type of trust commonly found on corporate posters or in carefully crafted statements, but real trust, the kind your team actually feels. This is the kind of trust that shapes people's actions even when you're not present. The kind that shows up in the moment a guest walks through the door and is either welcomed with warmth or with routine. It's Easter weekend. Easter is a time for reflection and renewal, but in the hospitality industry, it's often a time of pressure and pace. For many of us, it's another working weekend. So, while others unwind, we have a chance to ask ourselves, what are we doing every day to build trust with our teams and guests? Because trust is not a nice to have. It's the foundation of every outstanding experience. If we don't intentionally cultivate it, we rely on chance. We can't lead if people don't trust us. Let's be honest, many of our people are still emotionally recovering from the disruption of the past few years. Some are back at work, but not necessarily back in trust. They may be showing up, but that doesn't mean they feel safe, supported, or truly seen. To foster high-performing, resilient teams, we must go beyond mere management. We must earn the right to lead. And that means actively rebuilding trust where it's been damaged, neglected, or taken for granted. When trust is low, we experience silence instead of honesty, tick-box behavior instead of care. Guests notice, teams disengage, and the culture slowly breaks down, one misstep at a time. 1. Trust isn't what you say, it's what they feel. You might think you're doing all the right things, regular comms, clear direction, open door policies, but trust doesn't live in words, it lives in feelings. Do your team members have confidence that you will fulfill your commitments? Feel safe enough to admit mistakes, raise concerns, or tell you the truth? Do they see you as fair, consistent, and human? If not, it doesn't matter how inspiring your vision is. People will nod along in the meeting, then quietly disconnect. Leaders who are credible, reliable, and emotionally intelligent can build trust by creating an environment where people feel comfortable being honest. And it erodes fast when self-interest takes over. 2. Hospitality needs more emotional leadership, not more rules. We're brilliant at processes in hospitality, standards, checklists, SOPs. But none of that builds trust on its own. What does? Human connection. During the pandemic, the most trusted hotel teams weren't the ones with the most polished messaging. They were the ones who stayed close to their people. Some leaders hosted casual, agenda-free coffee chats every morning. Others created pen pal programs between staff and lonely guests, or allowed teams to reimagine spaces to suit guests' needs, such as moving gym equipment into larger suites for privacy and reassurance. These weren't comms campaigns. They were signs of care, of involvement, of trust in action. That's the leadership we need now. Not performative, not perfect, but personal. 3. Rebuilding trust takes intent, not assumptions. If you are committed to rebuilding trust, please don't assume it already exists. Measure, listen, then do something with what you hear. What this looks like. Use tools like anonymous surveys or 360-degree feedback to get a genuine read on how your team members feel. Reward behaviors that build trust, not just those that hit KPIs. Challenge the high performers who erode the culture through poor behavior, no matter how good their numbers are. Could you help your team shape decisions that affect them? I think this should be done from the beginning, not as an afterthought. Trust is practical. It lives in the systems we design, the behaviors we model, and the conversations we have when no one is watching. 4. Trust is everyone's job, but leaders go. First, trust isn't just HR's responsibility. It belongs to everyone, but leaders go first. That includes general managers, house managers, chefs, receptionists, and back-of-house teams. In hospitality, Trust isn't built in policy documents. It's built in corridor conversations, shift handovers, and the way we treat each other under pressure. So ask yourself, do I invite feedback or tolerate it? Do I challenge unfairness or look the other way? Do I lead with empathy or efficiency? People don't build trust based on job titles. They build it based on how you make them feel, especially when things go wrong. Trust is culture. Everything else is the outcome. When trust is strong, everything moves faster. There's less friction, fewer politics, and more collaboration. People speak up, take ownership, and bring their best. It makes onboarding easier. Feedback is more meaningful. Service is more natural. Guests feel it in the energy of your teams. And your brand benefits because trust is not just internal. It radiates outwards. So this Easter, let's not focus on chocolate eggs or polished speeches. Let's focus on what really matters. Creating a culture where people feel safe, supported, and proud to be part of something meaningful. Trust is not an initiative. It's a choice, a commitment, a daily practice. Make it the guest of honor, and your team will never forget how you made them feel. A few questions to start the conversation. Try these in your next team meeting or check-in. What does trust look like to you in your day-to-day role? Where do we, as a team, unintentionally undermine trust? What one thing would help you feel more heard or supported at work? Trust doesn't need a new framework. It needs honest conversations, real leadership, and the willingness to act.